Okay, good afternoon, guys. Apologies for the delay. I had some sort of technical difficulties that we had today, just getting into the stream, but we're here now. So I guess, yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to this 1 o'clock webinar. This is our Focus 4 to 5 session. And I'm sorry, but my camera, it is not working at the moment. So you just have my voice at the moment. So I'll just introduce myself very quickly. My name is Cathal. If you guys haven't seen me or haven't had me yet, I'm from Ireland and I am a teacher in the Milano Meravigli School. And I've been teaching in the Milan school for just over 1 year now. So I've been teaching in the Milano, the kind of in the center of the city, I guess. And so, yeah, that's me. Oh, hello, Marcello. Fantastic. Has someone written in already? Welcome, Marcello, 38 years old. Nice to meet you too. Marcello, what school do you attend in Italy, or if you attend another school in France or Spain? Tell me what is your school, Marcello? And welcome. Thank you very much for introducing yourself. So yeah, whether you're watching this now or afterwards, guys, just some interaction would be great. You want to practice speaking along with us and doing the examples as we go. Today, I thought since we are still in quarantine and still in lockdown, and I mean, I think a lot of people are in the same situation as me because I have watched a lot of films. I have watched a lot of films recently, and so I'm kind of there's so many of them in my head, so I want to talk about them. So, very good in Busto Arsizio, fantastic. So not so far away from the Myes that I work in, fantastic. So, Marcello, today you and I are going to be talking about this. Then we're going to be doing a film review where we're going to discuss the present simple. We're going to use description words, which of course is just another phrase for adjectives, and then we're going to be making suggestions. Okay, so let's get started into the first slide of the day. So, a fairly simple activity. We're going to be discussing good films. So, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And so, can you tell me the answers to these questions? So question number 1 is, what is your favorite film and why? Question number 1. Okay. What is your favorite film and why? Okay. Question 2 then asks, what is your least favorite? So you have favorite, which is the one that you like the most, and your least favorite, this is the opposite, the one that you do not like at all. And so I don't know, it's quite a strange question. What is your least favorite film? Because I don't know what my least favorite film is. I have watched a lot of bad films for sure, but I don't know which one is my least favorite. Is your least favorite film and why? 2. Then number 3, so actors. So actor, remember, actor is the profession, okay? It's the job. So the actor, for example, is George Clooney, Angelina Jolie, um, like Brad Pitt, Robert Downey Jr., Johnny Depp. These are actors because they're in real life people. Okay, so the actor is the profession. Oh, okay. So we have an answer here from Marcello. Okay, I haven't got a favorite film, but I love the series. My favorite series is The Walking Dead. Ooh, nice. Very, very good series, The Walking Dead. Very, very interesting. Crazy, in fact. So very good answer there, Marcello. We would say I haven't got a favorite film. A favorite film, because you want to say that it's one. Right? I haven't got a favorite film. But I love TV series. Right? Or I love TV shows. Okay. So series is not like it's see when you talk about series, like that's the episodes or the different seasons of things. But if you want to say in general you like TV instead of films, you'd say I love TV shows. So TV show, and then you could say my favorite series is The Walking Dead. This is okay. But very nice, very nice indeed. I haven't got my favorite series is The Walking Dead. I haven't watched I haven't watched a lot of The Walking Dead. I think I watched the first season of The Walking Dead, but then I stopped. I don't know why. I think I was waiting for season 2 and then I forgot. But I should definitely watch it now. Because I have the time, of course. So, okay. So if I should, I prefer thriller. Okay, okay. So if you were to choose, so in this case, Marcelo, we might say, but if I have to choose or select, right? If I have to choose or select a favorite, I prefer thriller. Or you just say, I like thriller movies. Okay. But if I have to choose or select a favorite, I prefer or I like thriller movies. That would be the way that we would suggest that. Okay. Oh, Laura, welcome. No, don't worry, Laura. I was also late. I was a few minutes late as well, so don't worry. Um. So, oh yeah. So, Laura. Well, actually, this is interesting. Sorry for the late. When you want to apologize for not arriving on time for something, this is something I think when you translate from Italian to English, it is not correct. So you would say, sorry for the delay, or sorry for being late. I am sorry for being late. Or being late. Okay? Because we would say that like for a train or something, right? Um, if something is in ritardo, it is delayed. But we use the noun, the delay. I'm sorry for the delay, or sorry for being late. Yeah. So Laura, we are asking these questions here, and we want to know what is your favorite film and why. Maybe Marcello, you can answer the next question as well. Oh, now I'm watching Breaking Bad. Fantastic. Now that is a really good show. I have watched this. Definitely, it's very, very good. Um, Breaking Bad, like very, very famous as well. I know it's very pop. It's a very popular show. Lots of people like watching it. Um, so that's very good too. Okay. Now, question three would be who is or who are the actors in your favorite film? Or it could be who is your favorite actor? This is another question. Who is your favorite actor? So we have a new edition here. Guido, welcome, welcome, Guido. Thank you very much for joining us. Your favorite film is 2011: A Space Odyssey. Oh, now I recognize this film, but I have not seen it. Um, but I know that it is a very famous film. Uh, And so Laura here has said, I like adventure, scientist, and espionage movies because they're very active. Oh, nice. Very nice. So in this case, Laura, we wouldn't say scientist because a scientist is the person. And so we just say, I like adventure, science. And what I think you're trying to say, uh, like a fantascienza, so like science fiction. Now, I might be wrong, but science and espionage movie because they are very active. So very active. Active is kind of an adjective that we would use more for. Uh, I guess active is more like to describe a person. Laura, we would say like he is an active person, but for a movie we wouldn't say is active. We'd say a movie is filled with action. So or action packed. Oh, this is a good one. Action packed. This is a very very good phrase to use for this. Marcello there. My favorite actor is Bruce Willis. He's an actor, very nice. Okay, so remember, he is a very nice actor, a very good actor. Okay, so the description must come before the noun. So he is a very good actor. And then finally, we have the final question, number four. What is your favorite genre? Favorite movie genre? And Marcello has already answered this for us here. My favorite genre is action and horror. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I would agree with this one. I think actually I would agree with both Laura and Marcello here because I like action movies, but I also like the adventure and science fiction espionage movies because they're very interesting, very very interesting to watch. So it's a really really and like a lot of movies I like. um, I'm not very selective, I guess, when I watch a movie. So this is all very very good, guys. I love this interaction. So now, what are the different movie genres? What movie genres do you know? Okay. So we've already talked about action, we've talked about horror, we've talked about science fiction, espionage, adventure. What else? Other ones maybe thriller, as you mentioned before. What other genres do we have for movies? Okay, so let me know in the comments section. Can you guys give me an example of other genres of films? So Marcello, you can describe your favorite genre. Suspense. Okay, so suspense would be the spelling. So when there is like when you are nervous and when you are scared and you do not know what is going to happen. Absolutely. Yeah. So in the horror movies for sure there's a lot of suspense. Very good. Very, very good. So I would say other movie genres that we have are things like so the genres would be things like musical or maybe a documentary. We also have a biography or a biopic, as it's called. Um, we also have other genres like, let me see here. We also have other ones like historical movies. Okay. And as we said already, action or thriller, or even we might put in there cartoon, like an animated movie. So here we go. We've got Laura here with her favorite movie is Karate Kid. Ah, fantastic, Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, wax off. I like that. I like Karate Kid movies. It's very very cool. Very nice. Ah, so Marcello here. Fantastic. Yes, we have a lot of genres of films. For example, romantic. Yes, very good. Horror, action, yellow, adventure. So remember, yellow is actually, so we don't use yellow in English as a type of genre. It's just for the color yellow. So if you want to talk about the genre of film, yellow is actually thriller. So a thriller is what giallo means in terms of films genres. So yeah, as you said, romantic. We also have comedies as well. Could be another film genre that we have. So let's have a look at some of the examples that the slides are giving us here. Here we go. So we have fantasy, romance, action, comedy, animation. So animation is the same as cartoon. So animation, this is stuff like Toy Story or I guess any other of those Disney movies that we have, The Lion King. All these are cartoon animation films. So there we go. Horror, musical, science fiction. So some of these guys might be new to you. For example, fantasy. For example, I'll give you an example of a fantasy. Like Harry Potter is a fantasy film, or Lord of the Rings. Perhaps even we would say Game of Thrones, I guess you could say, is a fantasy type of TV show. Game of Thrones. These are all fantasy. So fantasy usually, guys, means some sort of magic. That would be what it would be. So Marcello, a good question here. Can I use yellow to describe a genre of book? So unfortunately not, Marcello. Yellow in English is only for the color, only for the color. If you want to describe a book, a film, a TV series, anything in media, it would be thriller. So yeah, in English, yellow is only used to describe the color of something. So good question, good question. Good to be asking them, right? And then maybe another one that I kind of mentioned earlier, guys, science fiction, or as it's sometimes known, sci-fi, right? So science fiction or sci-fi for short. Sci-fi movies are movies like Star Wars, Star Trek, all these kind of future kind of films with like lots of technology. Um, you could even say some of the Marvel movies are science fiction because there is a lot of futuristic technology involved in it. So yeah, sci-fi. So there's a bit of a difference between sci-fi and fantasy, which is very, very important. So my favorite film um, is a thriller, espionage, as we said, and it's lots of action as well, and it is called Captain America: Winter Soldier. Captain America: Winter Soldier. This is my favorite film. It is like it's a superhero film or a hero film, I guess you could call it, from Marvel, where the actor is Chris Evans, and you also have Samuel L. Jackson is in it as well, Scarlett Johansson, and lots of very very famous actors are in all of these types of series of films. But yeah, this is why, and so I guess this would be, as I said, an action, a thriller, a little bit of science fiction, um, some elements of comedy as well. It's funny some in some parts, so it is a nice combination of a lot of things. So, when we ask the question, which adjectives describe your favorite film? So, when we say adjectives, adjectives to describe films. Describe films. So, let's go with some adjectives. We could say exciting, interesting, or for kind of horror films, scary, for a comedy film, funny, emotional, maybe. Um, like happy. It's a very happy film, or maybe not happy. We could just say joyful. So these different adjectives we can use to describe different types of films, and just to kind of be able to talk more about your favorite film. Okay, so moving on, let's go on to the next part here. So guys, if you have any questions, please tell me in the comments. Please let me know so that I can help you out. So when we are writing a film review or when we are talking, so it's not necessarily always writing, but we can also speak about a film to review it. And we first of all need to talk about the setting. So the setting of the film is where and when, right? So place and time. So the setting, where and when. Okay. So when someone asks you, where does it take place? They want to know the location, the place. Is it in uh, Italy? Is it in the world? Is it not in the world? Is it in an invented place? This is what we mean by the setting. Okay. So, where does it take place? And the answer for this is it takes place in whatever, right? So Marcello and Laura or Guido, anybody here, can you tell me where does your favorite film take place? So you can tell me where does it take place? Okay, so in this picture here, okay, so yes, actually, Marcello, we would say this place is on the moon, or as Laura says, in space. In space for this picture. But for your favorite film, what about your favorite film, guys, in particular? So, what did we say? You guys all talked about the different types of films. We didn't hear, for example, Laura, where does Karate Kid take place? Here's a good question. Where does Karate Kid take place? So, it takes place in where? So, this is just an example, all right? The example is interstellar, right? This is the picture. It takes place in outer space. Oh, in outer space is a good phrase to use. When it takes place in the future. Who are the main actors? Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. And who's the director? Christopher Nolan. So, can you guys tell me where and when does your favorite film take place? So, I'll give you my favorite film as an example. Um, My favorite film is, as I said, Captain America, and it takes place in America, funnily enough. uh, so here we go. Armageddon. It's a very nice film. Okay, so Marcello, be very careful. It's a very nice, or in this case, a very good film. Okay, so film goes to the end. Okay, it's a very good film. So Laura, it takes place in city. Karate Kid? In what city? You need to be more specific. Okay. So it takes place in. Okay. So let me know in the comment section. All right. So I'll give you my one, for example. So Captain America, Winter Soldier takes place in America. Takes place uh, in the present. Okay, the main actors are Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson. I hope I spelled that right. Okay, and the directors, because there are two, are Anthony and Joe Russo. Okay, so this is how I would answer for my questions. What about you guys? How would you answer these questions? You can also do for these examples here for Titanic. Where does Titanic take place? When does Titanic take place? Who's the main actor? Who are the main actors of Titanic? Okay. Guys, make sure if you have any questions, please ask me. If there is something that is confusing or you don't know, you don't understand, please let me know. So we have the setting. So now we've talked about the setting. So let's move on to the next part. Oh, here we go. Marcello, very good. Titanic takes place in the sea. Oh, well, in the sea, we would say Titanic takes place at sea. So the because in like is like inside, and so I know the Titanic now is in the sea now, but the movie, when we talk about the movie, because the boat is on the water, and a lot of the movie is following the boat, so we say Titanic takes place at sea. Okay. So Titanic takes place at sea. So remember, guys, when we say it takes place, it is referring to the movie. All right? It takes place. So you can say it takes place at sea or Titanic takes place at sea. Because when you speak about a film, right, we know the name of the film, so you do not need to repeat the name of the film again and again and again. It is not necessary. All right. So we have Titanic, we have Star Wars and Harry Potter, Pretty Woman, Dark Knight, Life is Beautiful, all of these different things. So this is for the setting. All right. I say exactly. Marcello. Before it was at sea, but after it was in the sea. Exactly. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, that's very. Maybe I shouldn't be. We should not be laughing at this, but that is very funny. Okay, very good. So that is the setting. So now we're going to go ahead to the beginning. So the beginning of the movie, because when we write or when we talk about something, we need to talk about the characters. We need to talk about who the people are in the film. So just as an example, we have Titanic. So Titanic is the example we're going to use here. And so who are the main characters? So the main characters of Titanic are Jack and Rose. This is how we would say that. The main characters are Jack and Rose. Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio is the actor, Jack is the character. So this is a very important difference to remember. All right. Leonardo DiCaprio is the actor. Jack. Jack is the character. Okay. In the same way, Kate Winslet is the actress, and Rose is the character. Okay. And so they ask, can you describe their personalities? Right? So can you describe their personalities? So Jack is tall, or sorry, Jack is optimistic. Right. Whereas Rose is adventurous. Right. What do they look like? Jack is tall and blonde. Rose is tall and has red hair. So how does the film begin and what is the first scene? These are the types of questions that we ask when we want to know. We want to know information about the movie. Okay. So this is just the beginning of the film. Then after we talk about the beginning of the film, we talk about the middle of the film. So what happens to the characters? Do you like the soundtrack? Are there special effects? And is there a plot twist? So some vocabulary here, guys. The soundtrack is the music of the movie. Okay, soundtrack is the music of the movie. The special effects. This is something like a computer generated images, right? Or they call it CGI. Okay. Sometimes CGI, sometimes they have mechanisms and machines to create it, right? Then we talk about a plot. So plot is the story. Now a plot twist is something unexpected, okay, that happens. A plot twist is when something happens in the movie that you were not expecting. So, for example, what's a big plot twist? Oh yeah, Darth Vader in Star Wars. Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. Oh my God! Dun dun dun. This is a big plot twist. All right, we were not expecting Darth Vader to be Luke's father, and when it happened, everyone was very surprised and shocked. Obviously, it was very, very crazy at the time. Big plot twist. Okay. So we have the beginning, the middle, and then we have the end. Okay, at the end, the Titanic sinks, right? To sink is to fall under water. Okay. Or to go underwater. How do you feel? Yeah, so talk about your emotions during the film. How do you feel? All right. So I feel sad because Rose and Jack can't be together in the end. Oh, heartbreak. Do you recommend this film? So yes, I do. No, I don't. Well, obviously, if you like the movie, then yes, I recommend this film. And why do you think other people should watch this film? All right. I think people should watch this film because so here, for the example of Titanic, it's an important event in history. Maybe for Laura, we would say I think people should watch Karate Kid because it is an exciting film. It's an interesting film, right? I would recommend watching Captain America: Winter Soldier because um, well, obviously it's a very exciting film and I find it very interesting. Okay. So remember, guys, when we're talking about the film, there are four steps. Four steps when talking about a film and talking about a film. Okay. Four steps when talking about a film. One, setting. Two, beginning. Three, middle. And four, the end. So, setting, beginning, middle, end. Pretty simple when you're describing a film. Okay, so someone asks you about your favorite films now, guys. You'll be able to describe your films and talk about which ones are your favorites, which ones you're not like you are not very fond of. You can talk about the beginning, the middle, the end of the film as well. So, guys, does anyone have any questions? Any problems? So again, this exercise here is what your least favorite film is. So it's very, very similar to the beginning of this, right? Your favorite, your least favorite, the actor, the genre. So guys, just being able to talk about this, being able to describe your favorite film is very, very important, okay? And of course, when we are describing a film, we need to use the present simple, okay? My favorite uh, film is, okay? So when you're describing a film, always use the present simple. Then we have the description words, of course, which was our adjectives at the time. And then, of course, making suggestions finally, just to say you should watch this film because such and such a thing. Okay. So, guys, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the webinar for today. But I thank you to everybody who got involved. That would be Guido and Laura, and of course Marcello. Thank you very much, guys, for participating. Okay. Thank you very much for keeping me company, I guess. And I hope you all have a lovely weekend and keep practicing. I want you, when you watch a film, hopefully at the weekend, describe the film in English. Try to talk about the film, the setting, the beginning, the middle, and the end. All right, guys, thank you very much for your time. But unfortunately, we've run out of time at now, so I'll have to say goodbye. Bye, guys.